Hello. So the reason why this video exists is because the day when I was watching Cinderella 90/50, I gave out my thoughts to my dad. I said to him I gave Cinderella a 5 out of 10. Then my dad replied, "So it's terrible." I was a bit confused, so I asked him why a 5 out of 10 is bad. He replied, "That's how I view one of the number scores." I find this very fascinating because at first hand, I thought everyone in the whole world would view the number scores the same way I could. So I decided that it'd be a good idea to make this video. And another reason, I know there are some people out there who have trouble ranking movies or shows. Stuff like, I want to give this an 8 out of 10, but I don't love it as much as Spider-Man Homecoming, so I'll give it a 7 out of 10. Ah man, but that doesn't do this movie justice, so I'll give it an 8 out of 10, or a 7 out of 10, or an 8 out of 10, or a 7 out of 10, or an 8 out of 10, or a 7 out of 10, or an 8 out of 10, or a 7 out of 10, or an 8 out of 10, or a 7 out of 10, or an 8 out of 10, or a 7 out of 10, or an 8 out of 10, or a 7 out of 10, or an 8 out of 10, or a 7 out of 10, or an 8 out of 10, or a 7 out of 10, or an 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 out of 10, or 7 out of 10, or 8 Or people out there who don't give a movie that particular rating. Like they either rank it on the lowest ratings or the highest ones, not by the midsection. I'm not sure if there are people who rank a movie they give it a 2 out of 10, but their review on it is a positive review. Maybe so. But anyways, to go on a balanced and clean rating system, you came to this video. I'll try to make this as clear as possible, but I'm just 15. No reason to get pissed at a person who's still developing grammar. A 1 out of 10 can obviously be considered a piece of dog shit movie. You hate this movie with a bitter, burning, flaming passion. You want to avoid it as far as possible. A movie this insulting, this despicable to the film history and industry. A movie this godforsaken awful you want to pull off your lips or butthead yourself to a wall. Everything about this movie with no good elements to such a degree that it isn't even so bad it's good. It's just insulting and painful. It really makes you wish you had spent your time a lot more worthwhile. Like plucking out big parts of your mustache. If anyone bought you a DVD of this movie for your birthday or Christmas, you'd probably destroy it with a hammer or dump it in the trash like actual trash, or burn it into flames, add some firewood, and make a campfire while camping with your homies. Okay, you probably want to do the third one. Just a metaphor. A 2 out of 10 is awful, pathetic, worthless, still a waste of time and money. But it's like a 1 out of 10, but 5 or 10 times the betterment. The movie is still awful, but at least there were 2 or 3 elements that were decent enough, but couldn't help the whole film from being this garbage. Like there was one good joke, or one good scene, or one good plot element, etc. A minimum of 5 elements as a conclusion. But you still really hate the movie. You still never want to see it again. A 3 out of 10 is described by 3 terms. Terrible, so bad, and just bad. You still hate the film. You still groan and moan of how very bad it is. But at least it didn't feel like a huge waste of time, a reminder of how disgraceful a film can be. Just something you wish you had spent your time a lot better on. And this time there are more of the elements that you like than a 2 out of 10. I'm just saying a little bit of elements to some people who are confused. But you'll definitely avoid watching it again. A 4 out of 10 would be considered not good or just plain bad. But it is so close at the mark of being meh tier. It either had a little bit of good elements or some if it was a high 4 out of 10, but were dragged down by the bad parts of the film. And that's what makes the film bad. It sort of just stays at a constant level of, it had some good but the badness overshadows. You still wouldn't recommend it and never watch it again. A 5 out of 10 means the movie isn't good or bad. It's just meh, fine, mediocre, who gives a damn, or I don't care for it, whatever. It's just kind of acceptable, and it's tolerable, even though it's not worth rewatching the second time, and you still don't like it. You wouldn't recommend the film to your friends, but if they want to watch it, you let them watch it. It's the kind of film that even though you didn't enjoy watching the film, you also didn't feel like you didn't waste your time and money. The movie is either a mix of good parts and bad parts. Not bad, but not good. A 6 out of 10 is up there with the adjectives, like it's decent, fair, sufficient, might even be just a little bit good if it's a high 6 out of 10. It's decent enough to watch it like another time. It had some good elements that overshadows the mediocrity and turns it into a satisfying watch. It's still not a great movie and nothing really exciting to talk about. It still has its bad parts that drag down the film, and still wouldn't recommend it to someone. But it left a fine taste at the end and it was alright, average and standard. A 7 out of 10 is when a movie is good, satisfying and nice. You wouldn't mind rewatching it now and then, and turns out the film had more elements that were good than bad. There were many things that you like about the film, and it was for sure worth the score. It's probably worth the watch to someone who has nothing special in the weekends, but wouldn't really beg them to watch or saying that they're missing out. The movie is not that good and still not great, but it is a nice movie at the end. It is enjoyable, but there are some bad parts that sort of ruin it. Yes, flaws can be noticeable, and you'd probably remember them when thinking about the movie, but the movie itself is enjoyable. Like, not love. An 8 out of 10 is considered great, very good, and unique. It had a lot of film elements that were well done. Even though there were some bad parts of the film, they've been overshadowed by how good enough the film was. Now this is where you would recommend it to your friends, but still wouldn't beg them. You'd like to rewatch it now and then, and even though there were some bad parts, they don't ruin the film for you. The movie isn't perfect or brilliant, but it is something you'd be eager to talk about with your friends or family. A 9 out of 10 is brilliant, excellent, amazing, and fantastic. Not like love. Either it was almost perfect or just brilliant. You'd rewatch it like several times. You'd definitely beg someone to watch the film. The movie has a lot of its elements right that keep it fresh. Even though there were just a little bit of problems, they obviously don't really matter at all. It's fun, fascinating, funny, creative, exciting, entertaining. Everything just feels right about it. This is the kind of movie that you definitely add to your favorites, even if it isn't a 10 out of 10. Speaking of which... Finally, a 10 out of 10 is perfect, an absolute masterpiece. You love the film with every bit you have. You would rewatch the film every single day when you have the time to spare. Absolutely worth the time. Each viewing you watch, you discover something new and interesting, or see something in a different light or tone. The key scenes pump you up, especially when you know them by heart. The movie has nothing in it that is less than good. Throughout the film, you're not daydreaming, you're not getting bored, you're just completely into the film from start to finish. You would highly recommend this movie to everyone, even total strangers. It is gripping, extraordinary, exciting, you're on the edge of your seat. It nails all of the film techniques, like from the plot, the characters, the score, the comedy, the big production, the acting, the writing, the producing, and directing. And that's a 10 out of 10 for you. So yeah, that's all of the number scores when ranking movies or series. I hope this video helps for some viewers. If not, then let me know what part confuses you and be nice about it. I don't want any trouble. Until next time, bye.